At a recent car show being the Retro Classics in Stuttgart in 2025, I saw this electric model of the C111 and needed to find one. So I managed to spot one on the shelf, and a few vendors had these, and I settled on one which was in great condition, hidden up the back of an old timer's store. And after I got this back to Australia, which was no easy task without the thing being in a box, here it is, as effectively a 118 model. It's an electric model that goes forwards, backwards, steers, and has electric lights, but you have to do this all manually. It has no electric remote, which was added on a later model with a cable, but this is the standard one that was first released in 1970. You can see there's C batteries that go in the back, a little cockpit operated set of lights which will turn on when the batteries are in, which you'll see later. And the difficulty you have is that most of these models were toys to be played with kids, and they're often banged up. Now this was a nice one, although when I did get it home, that's where the light switch is. I did discover that it had been repaired a few times, but that's what it is, and you'll see how I disassembled it later on, which might help you repair your own. So you can see how the steering wheels turn, and at the back there you've got the boot where the batteries go, and as 118 models go, it sits pretty nicely. Now this car actually had a drag efficient of less than 0.2, which is quite remarkable back in the day. They only made 16 C111s, and the final one did 400 k's an hour. This one does not do that, and you can see the electric switch at the bottom to send it forwards and backwards, and it makes a bit of a groan. So you can turn the wheels and the thing will do donuts, and it's amazing these weren't all smashed into oblivion, because you've got no control once this thing is going. And reverse. So you can see here the lights turning on. Which back in 1970 was probably pretty cool. So as noted, I thought I got quite a good one, but once I took the body off, I realised it had been patched up quite a few times. I can see the details there. Interestingly, the Wankel motor that Mazda started to employ, Mercedes gave up on it because of fuel consumption before they became diesel test cars and in V8s. But they've got the nice touch of the Continental Schuco tyres labelled on them. The seat and the cockpit just come out. I've put screws on the top of the steering because the ones at the bottom on mine were broken and not reliable, so I just tacked those screws in there of similar diameter. You can see how the steering mechanism works in there. And at the front of the light, contacts for the headlights, and the additional contacts extend down from the body. So the motor actually only drives one wheel, and you can understand why when you lift that up and the wheels drop away, it doesn't move the car. So when it's down, that little armature extends onto the wheel and moves the car with the switch at the back. So here is our body with the pop-up lights. So it's largely able to be disassembled. You can see the pop-up doors, the gullwing doors as per the W198. It's got some grills at the back. The tail lights, that bit slides up. I actually took that out and corrected that. Someone had patched it up before and the lights were stopping it from going all the way in. My mount in the middle of the screen there had broken, which I then patched up with a bit of reticulation pipe. And you can see here the pop-up light arm and the contacts there. And so you can understand how many of these parts are broken by young kids when they first got them. But overall, I think this is a largely repairable model, and the prices seem to range from anywhere from 30 to 40 euro up to 100 euro. And this did not come with a box, but you're going to pay more for one with a box if you can find it.